On this episode of Swamp Boys Garage, we're going to be completely going through this 2011 Range Rover's computer and electrical system, see if we can fix some of the issues, get the front AC working, and by the end of this video, hopefully the only thing left is repainting the hood and the roof. There's a lot going on in this video, so you'll definitely want to watch to the end. I'm by myself this week. Tyler went to Florida with some friends for a beach trip, which sucks for me, but good for him if he stays out that shark-infested water. Sharks over there going crazy this year. I guess the Florida man stereotype is now Florida shark. You couldn't pay me to get in that water. We've had a few builds on this channel that has a really passionate core group of people that just love that brand. This is one of them, the Land Rover brand, or Range Rover, and it's great for us because we have so many knowledgeable people that help us out in the comments. So if you ever see anything that you could help us with, I always go to the comments. We read everything and we really appreciate it. So just a quick recap, we bought this 2011 Range Rover HSE from Copart. It was a donation vehicle. The battery was beyond dead. So far we changed the battery and it runs great. We're getting a charging error on the dash, which may be because the battery needs to be reset in the computer, or we have an alternator issue. Who knows what it is, but also the front air conditioner doesn't work. The rear AC blows cold, but no fan blowing in the front. Hood struts are shot. You can see I have a vice grip holding that up. The headliner's coming unglued, and the glove box also, the rubber on it's coming unglued. So the goal of this video is to fix all those issues, and if we don't find anything else major wrong with it, I want to keep this one a few months and enjoy it because I like it a lot. So I guess the first step, we should run the codes on the computer and just start from there. And every part and tool I'll have a link in the description. If I can get a discount code for you, I'll add that too. I don't get any money for it, but sometimes I can tell the company I made a video and I recommended it on YouTube and they'll give me a code for you all, so always check that out in the description. Alright, we've used several different OBD2 scanners on this channel, but for the Range Rover I wanted one that was specific to this brand. This one, the Launch X431 Elite, is specific. That JLR stands for Jaguar Land Rover, and they actually have scanners for whatever brand vehicle that you have, so if you order one you have to select it. Like if you want Ford, Chevy, BMW, etc. And it comes with lifetime updates. And they have them on Amazon, but I actually found this way cheaper on AliExpress. And it came in within 3 days, so that's good. All right, let's crank it up and see if I can show you the little codes I'm getting on the dash. Let's see if they're gonna show up. Low fuel. Shut the door so you get that beeping out. Alright, charging system fault. Hopefully it's just because the battery needs to be reset. And then, okay, so we got battery here. We got these two, I don't know what that is. So that's actually the only, let me hit clear. So that's the only thing that we really have. And then AC doesn't work. I already took out the glove box, so that'll give us access. Figured I didn't need to spend an hour doing that on camera. So let's get this plugged in and see what it does. All right, so the OBD2 port is down here, just like all vehicles. Has this little cover. You gotta drop that down. Plug that in. All right, this is starting to power up. I'm not sure if we're going to have the vehicle running or just a key on. I just did the upgrade. That took maybe 5 minutes, but it still had a lot of stuff to update. So let's go to diagnostics. And then we have the Land Rover, not the Jaguar. Okay. Alright, I just ran all the codes and we have a lot. This is all that my last reader picked up, was these two right here. But with this one I'm getting pretty much a code with everything. And I'm sure a lot of these are just historical and not actually current. So I'm going to try to clear all of these and then see if this has the function to reset a battery, which would be great, because it's hundreds of dollars to go to a dealer for anything for this. That's one of the bad things about this vehicle, is a lot of things, the parts are expensive and the dealer charges a ton. So if you could work on these yourself, you got a great vehicle and you can save some money. So I'm gonna clear all these and then look for the battery reset. All right, good news is everything pretty much cleared. I'm sure all that was from the battery being completely dead, but we got two that's not clearing. So that's the parking assist control module, and still we have that battery monitoring module. Let me keep playing with this thing and see if we can get some more figured out. All right, good news. I actually was able to reset the battery with this, so I don't have to go to a dealer anymore. So this little tool here completely paid for itself. So to do it, you go to special function, and then I just scroll to battery, and then battery replacement. I can't do it one-handed, but it goes through complete steps, like turn the key on, turn the key off. You got to do that several times, and it completely reset that. And I cranked it up and ran it, and we don't have that charging error anymore. But it has the brake bleed, injectors, camera function, and transmission calibration. I don't know what that would do. Powertrain, control module, adaptation, clear. I'm not going to mess with that. But this is a great little tool. Extremely happy with it. And double check the comments, the description. I'm going to see if I can get us a discount code for it. So this is basically do pretty much everything a dealer can do right here. Alright, next thing I want to test, I want to go through every fuse in here, every relay. We got one there, we got a fuse panel here. So we're going to test every single fuse and relay. So for the relay, have this little tool, and you figure out which size, and it just fits in there. Then this actually cycles through like 10-15 times, and that way it actually tests it. Because sometimes it may work, sometimes it may not, and if you put it through 10 to 15 tests, you'll know if it has a fail point, and then you'll know if the relay is good or bad. So we're going to go through all that, and we're going to go through the charging system, and then we're going to just try to figure out the AC issue today. So let's start out with the relays. Alright, so this is the Relay Buddy number 190, and it just gets its power from the battery. That way you don't have to have any kind of batteries in here. So all you do, take a relay out, you figure out where it would fit at, and this one looks like it would fit here. Plug it in, you hit test, and you could hear it. Hear it, that's swapping back and forth. So it'll do that 10, I don't know, 15 or 20 times, I don't know, but then you get to, if it's good, it's a green light. And another way, if you want to test them, you just see the number 11137. You could just take one of these out, swap them, and see if something else goes out. But this little tool helps, and it because they might not always be completely failed. It may work sometimes, and sometimes it don't. So we're going to go through all of these and figure it out. So this is a 4-pin, so then you'd have to swap this to 4-pin, and you still need to figure out, okay, it fits here. Then it's going to test that. And this one's good. So I'm going to go through all these, do the ones on the inside. Then next I'm going to show you the little tool to test all these fuses without having to pull each one out. Alright, all the relays tested good inside and out. I didn't show anything on the inside because it's kind of dark up in that little hole. But next we're going to check all the fuses. And this is a I don't even know the name brand. Kawis VT501. So this thing is pretty good too. You just got to connect this to a ground source, and then you touch each side of the fuse, and you need 12 volts on each side. So let's test those out. All right, on fuses, I don't know if you ever noticed this, but on the top, let's see if I can get it to focus. You got this little piece of metal on each side, and that's where you're gonna put your tester to see if you have 12 volts both sides. And you could always pull these, and then you'll normally see a burnt spot. But one time I had one of these, and it wouldn't burn out. It was just barely disconnected, and it was hard to figure out what the issue was. So I had to actually check the resistance between the two. So it's just so much easier to use one of these little tools just to go through and quickly check every single one of them. So let's knock that out. All right, all you gotta do is find a ground source. And this has its own battery. Turn it on. And you touch that little piece of metal. And we have 11.99, 1199 both sides. 12, 12, 12, 12. And then see if we could find one that would be 0 volts. So probably one of these. If we come over here, all we have is an ohms reading. So to check your voltage on these, you just go turn the key on. Turn it to the on position, then that's going to send the voltage through it. So some of these will have a switch that prevents it from having voltage all the time. Alright, so I'm going to test all these and then go from there. I know the AC one, the fan is on the inside. I haven't tested it yet. None of these have anything to do with the AC, but we're working our way towards fixing that AC today. Alright, I went through and tested every single fuse. Just found a spot for a ground right here. Tested each single one, and it would take forever if you use this little tool, pulled it out, visually looked at it or tested it. So it's just so much easier just to go through, touch, all over. So everything's here is good. So now I think it's most likely going to be this resistor, which I screwed up. I was thinking the resistor was, where's it? Right here. See if we can see it. I thought it was this. So I pulled that. That's actually this blend door regulator. So it's a 50-50 shot if I put it back on right. So if the air blows hotter out one side than the other side of the vehicle, then I know I have it on wrong. But this reason I think is this, I was pulling it out, which it goes in here. This is the heat sink. So when I pulled it out, it touched this and it sparked. So you should never have electricity flowing through to the heat sink. So let's go test it. I'm pretty sure this is it, but we're gonna make sure it's bad and I'll order one. All right, to test this, you're gonna need a multi-purpose meter voltage. So we're gonna put it on ohms. I don't think you're gonna be able to read this on camera. But the main thing I wanna test is, do I have electricity, or do I have any resistance from here to here? If you do, then you know you have a short. See if I need some clamps or something. I'm gonna try all of them. Okay, this one right here directly goes from that pole to your heat sink. So to me, that would tell me we have a short that's not supposed to be there. Now I'm going to test the resistance between each one of these. That one's good. That's bad. That's good. I'm not a pro at this, but I do think we do have a short going on, and you should never have a short between something in here and the heat sink. So I'm gonna look this up on Amazon. It's a BMW part, and we have a Vallejo part number. We got 3 part numbers here, made in Germany. I'm gonna see if I can find a cheaper one on Amazon. Get that ordered. Hopefully it'll be in tomorrow. All right, I found it on Amazon. It's actually called a Land Rover, let's see, motor regulator resistor. It's for 03 to 12. There's the part number. 47 bucks. I'm sure that was outrageous at the dealer. So it's going to be in 2 days, but it's going to be in this video. So let's go ahead and I'll go to the next step. Let's use the battery charging system tester. That's where it tests the alternator, battery, just everything. So let's get that tested. All right, so this is the it's Foxwell BT705. We're gonna test the battery and charging system. I know this video seems like it's nothing but an advertisement, but this is all the tools that we use all the time. All right, so we got 12 volts. Battery test. Enter 12 volt system. Regular. Top post. We got an AGM battery. We need to enter the cranking amps. Okay, we got it on 800 cranking amps. It's going to go through all the tests. It'll tell you to crank it up, rev it. All right, so it measured 749. Press enter. Okay, start engine. Normal. Press enter again. Now it's testing the alternator output. Rev engines with load off. It didn't say what to rev it to. I'll go to 2000. It just walks you through everything to do. It's really foolproof. Now rev engine, I say, so I didn't do it long enough. The engine idle, press, testing alternator loads off. Turn on high beams and blower motor. We don't have a blower motor. High beams are on. It'd definitely be easier with 2 people. Rev engine with loads on it. I'm going to do it a little longer this time. No problems. So everything turned out good. And it also has a printer function, so if you wanted to print it, Wi-Fi print it for a customer. The alternator's good and the battery's good. All right, while we wait on that blower motor resistor, we can change out these little struts. I ordered some of those, so hopefully that's the right ones. I got them in this box here. Set of 2 front hood struts for Range Rover, so hopefully it's the right size. We can check these air filters, and look how hard it is. You have 6 bolts or 6 screws. They're probably that long each. I don't know why they make stuff so difficult. I could change probably 10 on a Toyota Corolla before you get one of these open, and it has two. Got one there and one over here, so 2 air filters. So we could do that, the struts, and then we can work on, we can get this glued back up right here. I got some glue for that. So we got plenty to do, and let's just keep working at it. Yeah, this definitely wins as the hardest air filter to change. And it's easy if you go too far with these screws, they're gonna fall out. They don't look too bad. We'll probably buy 2 new ones anyway. It's turned yellow, so you know it's pretty old, so it's probably been sitting up for a long time. This is a Land Rover filter, so it looks like they probably take it to the dealership to get serviced, which is a good sign. It's not a Fram, which I'll probably put a Fram in it just because it's so cheap. All right, this is by far the worst air filter design I've ever seen. You go to put these screws back, and most of them line up, but then you get it started over here, they don't line up over here. So I got one in here that just completely missed the hole. So whenever I change it out, I'm gonna have to do it right. It's extremely hard for no reason. All right, let's check these hood struts out. See if that's gonna fit. These were fairly cheap too on Amazon. Pretty much every vehicle we buy that's older, the hood struts are bad on. It looks like the same size. Oh yeah. All right, to do it, you just push this clip out and you pull it. See if you can get a little closer. See, it has this little clip on it. You get a flathead, then it pulls out. Easy as that. I did the same thing to the top. Let's see, looks like we're gonna have to pop these out first. They don't come popped out. All right, I tried to pop them out, but it looks like you don't have to when installing it. You just push it on. But if you wanted to take it off, then you would have to pop it out. And hopefully this don't fall when I take this off. Well, that's holding it up, so that's a good one. And that's all done. 2 new good hood struts. All right, so I just noticed I got a big screw in the tire back here. See that? Right there. So I think I'm gonna go get that fixed, go get some gas, because this thing's running on fumes. When I come back, then I'll work on that. But take a look at this. I was looking at this roof again. Might be a little worse than what I thought. I pulled this little piece out. So it's only cracked right here. I don't know if something hit it, but it's not cracked anywhere else. So I'll probably have to pull all this out, Dremel some deeper grooves. I don't even know if I can afford to weld that or what, but I'll definitely have to Bondo it. But the paint everywhere else is pretty much flawless, except for the clear coat on the hood and the roof. All right, so let's go get some gas and get that tire fixed. Hopefully we got enough gas to make it. We've been on low level for a long time. I think I'm gonna go pick up some of that glue to do this glove box too. I've been getting a lot of recommendations from everybody. So We'll go look see what Walmart or Home Depot has. That way we can get that done too while we're waiting on that AC resistor to come in. And it looks like we're gonna make it. We have 0 miles left. And if you ever wonder how you tell which side your fuel door is on if it's a new vehicle that you're driving, if you look right here, you see the arrows pointing to the right side. Might be kind of blurry. So that means the fuel door is on the right-hand side. So we are here. I got some seafoam I'm gonna put in it since this is the first gas, other than a little bit that we put in. I think we put 1 or 2 gallons in. Let's get some fuel in it, head to the tire shop. Alright, I already put a half a tank in it. That way, if I put that whole can of seafoam in it, it'll be a little more higher concentrated, and that'll help clean out the injectors and all that. I put premium. It's another issue with having a BMW engine. It takes premium fuel. So we got that done. Go to the tire shop now and then run over to Walmart first. All right, we got the tire fixed. Actually, he pulled the nail out and it didn't leak, so didn't have a hole in the tire. But we do have the battery light back on, so we got something going on with that. Maybe it's just a bad ground next to the battery. So or maybe I might have a little charging module somewhere, so I have to do a little more research. And I think that scan tool, if you click on it, it gives you some help, like suggestions on how to fix it. So we'll go back and look at that since we do have an issue with that. And I see everybody's advertising their red beans and rice today. I didn't realize this until I was older, but you know, every Monday in school we had red beans and rice. And I thought that was everywhere, that was just a tradition everywhere. But come to find out, that's a Louisiana tradition to have red beans and rice on Monday, because Monday was laundry day. And when you were out doing the hand washing of the clothes all day on Monday, you would put red beans on because it took all day to slow cook. So that was kind of a tradition that it's pretty much gone now, but a lot of restaurants still do it. But I thought that was just something that was everywhere. I was 40-something years old before I knew that was only a Louisiana tradition. So now we're gonna run over here to Walmart and get the glue. Well, it's crowded today. Now this is the middle of the day on a Monday. Makes you wonder, does anybody work anymore? I ended up buying this Gorilla, let's see, what is it called? Max Strength Construction Clear. That way I could put it in an actual silicone gun and put it out a little easier. And this is some good stuff. This should do that glove box pretty easy. And at Walmart I looked for some air filters for this, but they don't carry it for Land Rover or Range Rover. So I'm gonna have to order that on the internet. I was hoping to change the air filters out today too. So let's get started on this. All right, here's the glove box right here. I think what I'm gonna do, I use some 150, scuff up all this plastic, clean it with some alcohol real good, and then put that adhesion stuff on it. Then I'll use this. That way it'll hold it all down, and then clamp it with that. And I'll probably bring it inside to cure, that way it won't cure so fast, because it's 98 degrees, 95 today. So we get all this stuff, sand it out here and clean it, then I'll bring it inside to glue it. Just realized my microphone's not working, so I'm gonna do a little voiceover and play some music in the background. But you can see how it's delaminated pretty bad. It's coming up. So I got some sandpaper. I'm gonna sand this plastic part down. That way the glue will help stick to it a little bit better. So I'm gonna basically just scuff it up real good. because this plastic right here is pretty slick. And I think this will just help it a lot better with the glue sticking to it. Changing plans. I'm gonna have to leave it right here. I tried putting these clamps on it, but they keep sliding off. So I'm gonna just set this weight on it. This side clamped pretty good. So I'm gonna just leave it here, let it cure overnight. And it's the best I can do. I'm gonna try this glue for that headliner that's on the sunroof. Let me grab that shirt. I'm sure I'm gonna make a mess. And it comes with this, so you can kind of spread it like that. So let's see. Yeah, I don't think this glue is going to work. I think we need a aerosol spray. This isn't putting enough out. Aerosol is going to be way better. Just spray it and go with it. So I'm going to put this up. I'm gonna see if I have any aerosol spray here. I might have some. This stuff here is more like for some crafts. Alright, I found this out in the shed. It's probably 20 years old, but it looks like it's working good. I got a whole bunch of clips on it. I clipped it up here. So let's see if it's gonna work. It's the best I could do. So far, I mean, it's sticking good. And then I'll have to tuck in these sides a little better. But this worked, I think. We'll know tomorrow. And I think that's gonna work out pretty good too. All right guys, it's day 3. I finally got the part in, the little blower regulator. When Amazon says 2-day delivery, the second day they mean 8 p.m. delivery. So we're gonna get this knocked out today on day 3, and hopefully we can have some AC. First thing we need to do is disconnect the battery so we don't have another short. And I did some research on that issue that we've been having, so let me show you what I found. So that charging fault error seems to be pretty common on these vehicles, and it could be a couple different issues. One of the service bulletins said that it could be this wire. This wire has a fuse in it. So they want you to test the wire, and I see where somebody already did that. They shaved it back. See if I can get some light. They shaved it right here where they could put a multimeter. So I found that. So somebody's already looked at this, but they also recommend moving it from this post to in here. So that could be one issue. And the other issue is, I don't think you're gonna be able to see it, but this box right up in here, That's actually the battery management system, and that can go bad. So at least I know a few things it could be. I'm gonna keep checking it, figure out some ways to troubleshoot it. So let me disconnect the battery and we can get on that AC. This is a little closer look at it. I think this little piece right here is called the battery management system. It monitors the voltage and sends it to the computer. And this thing, Land Rovers are very finicky for voltage. So I don't know how much this would cost, or if you have to buy a used one, and if you get a used one, you may be getting another bad one. I'm gonna look into that a little later. So this is the new part. There's the old one. Looks identical. So we'll get that put in. Oh, and the glove box came out perfect. It's super tight. That's not gonna come up ever again. So if you ever have to do this, I'll recommend that Gorilla Construction adhesive. And then I think the headliner, I haven't checked it yet. We'll take a look at that in a little bit. Make sure that came out good. All right, so this only goes in one way. You can see this little indention right here, and you can see it. Let's see if we can see it up in here. I don't know if we better see it. Probably not, but it's way up in here. It's not too hard to get to, but you just won't be able to see it on camera. And this is the plug, so we get that put in, and then we'll hook the battery back up and see if we have AC. Then we'll worry about putting all this back together, because if it don't, then I know the blower motor's bad. I couldn't test the blower motor. I can't find any wire to it, otherwise I'd have put 12 volts to it just to see if it would spin. So let's get this in. If the blower motor's bad, then we're gonna have to go in from the top and get to the blower. Blower's way back in here. Hopefully it's not that. That's probably an entire weekend job. All right, got that all installed. Now I'm gonna tighten up the negative battery cable. And I'm not saying it's 100% that. Even though if it works, it still may be the blower, like drawing too many amps, and then it burns that up. So $47 part, good way to test it. Save us a good bit of time. So let's get the negative battery cable on and see if we have airflow. I got that on. I went ahead and cleaned up this cable where it goes on the post. I think later I'm gonna just take the whole battery out, check all the wires, and then see if I can order that BMS module. And just if I get the battery out, I'll be able to see if I got any kind of other issues too. All right, so let's go start it. I don't think we have to crank it. We just hit this AC, turn it on. Oh, we have air. Can you hear that? So the controller works. That's high. Let's crank it up and see if we have cold air. Let me see if I can find a thermometer that we can test the air coming out. I couldn't find my thermometer. This is all I can find. I don't even know what you call this. Anemometer. Tests wind speed and it tests the temperature, so it's gonna have to work. All right, let's crank it up and see. Put it on max. It is 81 degrees this morning. Gotta probably give it a minute. It's blowing cold. It's 59.4, still going down. But that's over 20 degree delta. But if you come to this one, it goes back up. So most likely I have that blend door on backwards. So it's probably pulling outside air on this side. Over here is recirculation. So I have to swap that. It was a 50-50 shot. So I'll get that fixed before I put everything back together. I've been testing this a good bit before I put it all back together. I hate to get it all together and then that blower motor goes out. So I've been cycling it on and off and letting it run. It's probably been about an hour. I just want to make sure it's not going to, blower motor doesn't trip out that new regulator, resistor, whatever you call it. So I got everything ready. It's just those 3 panels, that little floor, air director, whatever you want to call that, and then this. And then we're going to put this on today. This came off when that little golf cart hit it. So let's get all this on. I don't know if we'll be able to get this on camera because it's such a little tight corner right here. But get it on and we'll test it all out. Make sure it all still works. Got it all back together. Only got 2 screws and this little clip left over, so I call that a success. Light works there, light works. And then the release works. So it's all together, still blowing cold. Took all these clips off. This came out really good, other than you can kind of see where the clips were. So in the future I'll probably run like a strip of cardboard all the way down it. That way you won't see the indention of the clip. That's just lack of experience. So you might want to keep that in mind. So the next job I want to do, I want to try to get this little reflector back on. And I don't think it's going to go. I don't see anything broken on it. But you put it in and it just wants to fall right back out. So I'm probably going to have to glue it, which sucks for the next guy, but 2011 you're going to have to just start making modifications like that. So I'm going to clean this up with some alcohol on both sides, put some glue and get it stuck in there. And then these I found on eBay. This entire assembly is all I could find, and that was $60. But I found 2 smoke lenses, aftermarket smoke lenses, which I think would look better on a black vehicle, and that was $30. So I'll change out both of these to a smoke lens. All right, so let's clean this up and get that stuck on. Get this all cleaned up, and I'm gonna try to use that construction adhesive we used. What was it called? Let's see. It's Gorilla Max Strength Construction Adhesive. Which this thing will probably never come off this bumper again. And this is my very first video to ever do 100% by myself. I'm gonna try to edit it by myself, completely film by myself, everything. So I don't know how it's gonna come out. So make sure you let me know in the comments. All right, that's good and clean. I'm sure this nozzle is going to be completely clogged up. Yeah, we're not getting anything out this nozzle. Oh, here's some. It ain't much. All right, that should be enough. It should stick. Probably need to find something to put a little pressure on it. It might be good enough. All right, that's not going anywhere. That'll be on for the life of that bumper. Been messing around with the air rod height system, and now it looks like the back is sitting a little lower than the front. I don't think it was like that earlier. So I guess I'm doing it right. Here's the air rod. You go up or down, off-road. This is normal, lowered, and then lock it. So And it still looks like it's way lower in the back. So the back is 32 and a half. And the front is 33 and 3/4. So it's about 1.25 inches difference. And then if I change it, it's not moving. So right now it's at the top. Go to the lowest. And you should see the front going down at least. I don't know how long it takes or any of that. I gotta read the manual, but it's another one of the things with this vehicle. The air ride suspension usually goes out on them. And I know they make a kit where you can just get rid of that system and just put some struts or springs or something into place. So I may look into that. I mean, it's not a big deal. What's 1.25 inches difference? It ain't too squatted. All right, guys, I know this video was kind of all over the place, working on a ton of different things, and we didn't get the battery issue, the charging issue fixed, but we do have cold AC now, and that's a huge plus. So if you liked the video, please like, comment, and we will see you next time.